Hello and welcome back to the Podcasting Problem Solver. I am Leah Bryant, your go-to podcast growth strategist, here to coach you to podcast strategically with more clarity and better results. So, can we talk about something for a second? Have you ever opened your calendar, thought you had a quote-unquote quick recording day, and suddenly realized you spent the last 45 minutes rearranging sticky notes, rewriting episode ideas, and wondering why batching feels like preparing for a cross-country road trip? Yes, well, same friend. And I do this for a living. But here's what I want you to remember. Batch recording isn't hard because you're quote-unquote bad at planning. No, batch recording is hard because your planning isn't aligned with your business strategy. Today, we are getting you out of that cycle with a batch approach that not only saves time, but it will cut your stress and it really supports your business goals and not just your podcast workflow. So stick around so that you can walk away knowing exactly how to create a strategic plan and batch record even when your schedule looks like a game of Jenga. All right, so most podcasters try to plan episodes based on whatever idea pops into their head that day or what they think their listeners want. And sometimes it's the I quote unquote should talk about this pressure that creeps in around 9:00 at night, right? But here's what nobody tells you. If your episodes don't connect to your business strategy, no amount of batching will feel smooth. It's like trying to meal prep without knowing what you're cooking for the week. You'll spend more time staring into the fridge than actually making anything for the week. So by the end of this episode, you're going to know how to plan episodes that directly support your offers, how to create a batching system that actually fits your life, and how to record more efficiently without sacrificing quality. And this is all strategy phase stuff from my Seamless Podcast Framework because without strategic alignment, the rest gets real messy real fast, okay? Step number 1 is to start with your business goals and not your podcast ideas. I know, groundbreaking stuff, right? But most people really do skip this. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to ask, what am I selling this quarter? What conversations lead naturally to that offer? What will my audience need to believe, understand, or fix before they're ready to say yes? Okay, so this is your strategic filter. Everything you batch should flow from it. Next up is step number 2, which is create your quarterly content. Next up is step number 2, which is create your quarterly content. We'll call it a spine because we want to think of this like the backbone of your next 6 to 12 episodes. You only need 4 things, okay? Number 1 is one core theme. Number 2, you're going to need 3 to 4 supporting topics. Number 3, a quick story or example attached to each of those topics. Number 4 is a clear link to your offer, okay? This is what makes batching so much easier because you're not starting from scratch every single time you sit down. Then there's step number 3, which is record in blocks and not marathons. And this is a hill that I will die on. Hear me when I say this. If you try to record 4 episodes back to back in one day, your voice is going to betray you. No amount of water is going to help you with that. What I want you to do instead is I want you to break your batching into blocks. So think about it like this. Block number 1, you're going to outline. Block number 2, you're going to script or bullet point, whatever is your jam. Block number 3 is where you're going to record. And then block number 4, that's going to be like your wrap up, your admin, your post-production, all the things. Each block can be done on a different day, but still feel seamless. See what I did there? One of my clients, Melissa, came to me convinced she was just bad at batching. But when we dug in, her episodes were all over the place. One week she was talking about mindset, the next week business systems, then Instagram strategy, and none of them really pointed back to the offers that she was selling. So of course, batching felt overwhelming because nothing was connected. And what we did was reworked her strategy phase first so that we aligned her upcoming episodes with her Q1 program, clarified her narrative, and rebuilt how she planned her content. And once we fixed this strategy, she batch recorded 6 episodes in a single week, easily, no tears. Her focus shifted from what I should talk about to how do I guide my listener to the next step. And that, my friend, is the power of aligned planning. And then here's the big one. Step number 4. Give every episode a job. So if your episodes are just quote unquote content, batching will always feel like a chore. It's true. But when they each have a purpose, you're going to know exactly what to say. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to ask these questions of every episode you plan. Is this building trust? Is it teaching a strategic belief shift? Or is it preparing someone for the next step with me? If it's doing none of these, then guess what? It doesn't make the cut because all of this sits squarely in the strategy phase, as I mentioned before, because you're aligning your business goals with your podcast goals. You're planning content with intention. You're creating a repeatable, easy to maintain system, and you're building episodes that naturally lead to your offer. So when your strategy is clear, batching becomes, well, seamless. I couldn't help myself. And here's your quick win for the day. Before you try to batch anything, I want you to spend 10 minutes outlining your next 4 episodes with one question in mind. How does this episode support where I'm taking my business? And if you can answer that clearly, then guess what? You're already halfway to easier batching days, right? And if you want help building a strategic plan that makes batching easier, faster, and actually aligned with your business goals, well, you're in luck. That's exactly what we do inside my Seamless Sprint, which is my 90-day coaching container where we will rebuild your podcast from the inside out so that it finally works for your business, okay? If your planning and batching needs a cleanup, a strategy boost, or a total reset, I'd love to support you with this. The link is in the show notes. And if this episode helped you rethink batching, I want you to hit follow so you don't miss any future episodes. And if you want weekly tips to make your podcast more strategic, more aligned, and a whole lot easier to run, yep, you know what to do. Subscribe to my newsletter. It's free. It's where I share all my best stuff. Until next time, keep your podcast purposeful, your batching and planning strategic. But above all else, keep it seamless, and I'll see you next time.